Hello, my brother. So, today, man, I want to be really honest about something I've discovered, which is, as humans, we actually never stop thinking. Oh, I want you to notice that if you've been listening to spirituality, spiritual talks, spiritual teachers, maybe at somewhere in your mind you've got this idea that thinking is bad and that you should try and be present as much as possible. But then you live life, you be yourself, you be human, and you notice that, dude, you're just thinking like 95% of the time. And this is coming from someone who I would describe myself, man, as a pretty conscious person, as a self-aware person, as a self-actualizing person. And yet still I notice myself thinking about 95% of the time. What I'm here to do today, man, is to, number one, be honest about this. And number two, is to help us change our relationship to thinking. Because, dude, here's the truth. Thinking is functional. Thinking helps you in life. To just demonize thinking and to just try and have a blank, empty mind all the time doesn't actually work in practice. It's not actually that effective. What I would suggest is more effective is seeing your thoughts as functional. When you appreciate that thought is a normal part of being human and it plays a functional role, you can actually start to let yourself be cool with thinking. So in recent times, man, I've just entirely changed my relationship with thinking and with thoughts. And I've let myself think so much. Dude, I have thought so much in the past few weeks and months. I've just been thinking, and really, man, I want to draw a distinction. Thinking comes in different levels. It's true that if we are mindlessly thinking and anxiously ruminating, this is unproductive for conscious living. But what we can do if we allow thinking, if we can think consciously, if we can live a conscious lifestyle, have a healthy mind that can think, then we can do more contemplation. So contemplation is a different kind of thinking. It's a thinking with more consciousness. It's a richer, deeper, wiser thinking. It's a thinking where you have space. You are consciously thinking. Or if you're not consciously thinking, you are allowing thoughts to come and go. You can feel them passing through you. And you can just sit there and watch and use these thoughts if you want to, man, without trying to run away from them or numb yourself from them. This is what I would define as spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity is being okay with your thoughts and how they're pretty much always there. What I've come to understand, dude, is that thoughts are there by design. So there's a reason why you have thoughts. In fact, man, here's a nice point. The more conscious that you become, the more okay you will be with thought. If we know that thinking and thought is just inevitable and we don't need to get rid of it, what we can instead do and leverage is consciousness, growth, maturity. When we're optimizing for these things and we're not trying to get rid of thoughts, what happens is the thoughts, maybe they're less, but when we do have thoughts, again, your relationship to them is completely transformed. One thing I really appreciate is how when I'm meditating, I notice a tendency for my mind to circle around the same odd 50 things or so. And these things are central to my life and existence. And I don't mind these thoughts, bro. These kind of thoughts are, do I have enough time between my coaching call and my workout? Do I have enough time there to meditate so that I can prepare myself for my workout mentally and spiritually? Or another one could be diet. Do I have enough soup left, or will I need to cook something for my lunch? Or it could be, what else do I think about, bro? Have I done my reading today? Sometimes I literally just read 2 pages. Or do I need to get it in tonight before a call? I think these thoughts, man, and many others, maybe I'll try and think of some more examples. It'd be kind of cool for me to just share with you my thoughts. And I just let them happen. And this has only happened since I've become more conscious and I've become less resistant. When we're in spiritual ego, man, we're actually very resistant to life. And notice, life is being human and thinking. Not only this, but another thing I've observed is when I'm out in the world, I have quite a profound sensitivity to energy. And sometimes, man, I can literally tell if someone is thinking just by the way they're being. It's an energetic thing. Yesterday, for example, I was on the bus and the guy in front of me, guy with bald head, probably like 50, I just could feel his thoughts from a distance. Now, I ended up sitting right behind him after shuffling on the bus a little bit because there was someone on the bus, man, I didn't want to be near. Anyway, I sat behind this guy and dude, the whole time I could just feel thought consciousness. I could feel his thinking. And it was so interesting, man, because when I was a little bit younger, I could kind of have this ability. I would have kind of judged him, like, dude, why are you so unconscious? But now I was like, whoa, human. That is human. That is a human being a human. That is human consciousness. And even myself, I turned it in on myself. I'm like, whoa, look, I am thinking. Maybe the person behind me is seeing me think. Yeah, sure, more consciously. But dude, don't buy into this idea naively and ignorantly that you need to be not thinking. Thinking is actually wise when it's done consciously, when it's allowed, when your mind is conscious, and therefore the thoughts that you have are more conscious. Maybe this is one of the more important nuances because I feel like a lot of people do not live correctly, live properly, live with principles, and therefore the quality of their mind is not very high. Therefore, the quality of their general thoughts are pretty low, pretty anxious, pretty self-consumed and self-centered. So your job is to become a conscious person through the way that you are living, through the way that you are being, through the standards that you have, through the discipline that you have, through the way in which you conduct yourself in life with good principles. If you're living like this and you're meditating and you're sleeping well and you're eating well and you're exercising, you will have a different relationship to your mind because it will not be attacking you. You will be calm. You'll be centered. You will be healthy. You'll be balanced. From this place of balance, you won't be trying to run away from your thoughts and run away from your mind. You will allow your thoughts to come in. You will allow yourself to think. Furthermore, my brother, as a conscious person, you will create space in your life to allow thoughts to happen. When I was a little bit younger, man, I knew to meditate. And I knew that thinking was not what I should be doing spiritually. This is the belief I had. But now what's interesting is my spiritual practice is largely contemplation. So this is actually creating space to allow my mind to basically run. And then it will run and run and run and run. And then I'll achieve a state of calmness and emptiness and stillness. How's this happen, bro? The truth is, I've given myself space and I've allowed. I'm in a state of allowing. It's a very subtle but profound thing to actually just allow your existence, allow your thoughts. So, there's one more thing, man, which is, dude, I want you to try to grasp and comprehend what it means to be human. For me, man, I found this really difficult. Really difficult. My mentors know this about me. My coaches and mentors and therapists and stuff, they know, like, dude, I always forget that I'm human, or I just don't get it. And now I do, more, way more. And I'm offering this to you because I've become aware that I'm human. And in particular, what does that mean? For me, man, it means we think. As humans, we think thoughts. It's a profound appreciation of realizing that you're just going to be thinking like 95% of the time. No matter how spiritual you are, and no matter how conscious you are, you're just going to be thinking thoughts, bro. Again, as I've said, the difference is in the quality of your mind and therefore the quality of your thoughts. And in general, it is the quality of your consciousness overall so that you can have some distance, some healthy detachment, some healthy space. Because if you have low quality consciousness, you will identify immediately with these thoughts, with the stream, with the narratives. You want to live life well so that you can naturally have higher consciousness, so that you can have a different relationship and just a different mind, so that you can have that internal space. So you're not just immediately, instantaneously, automatically identifying with your mind and with your thoughts. This is the only reason I'm saying this, man. The only reason I'm making this video and sharing it with you is because I've got to the point in my journey where I'm more stable in a more conscious place most of the time, whereby I'm able to be okay with my thinking. I'm allowing my thinking, and I'm noticing it's actually there by design. It's actually innate. It's actually normal to have thoughts, to be thinking. Always. Always, dude. Yeah? So, man, I hope you can pick up on where I'm coming from, and I hope you can tell that this is a huge evolution, not only for me, but also for you. To be able to understand this and grasp this is a big deal, because it means you're not going to be denying your humanness, and you're not going to make yourself wrong for thinking. Like, dude, you're a human being. Let yourself be the way that you are, and you will not suffer as much, and you will feel yourself. Because you are human. Yeah? Okay. Dude, I hope this has helped you. I hope this has given you some insight. If you would like any more help one-to-one, I do offer coaching and mentoring. You can see the link in the description if you're interested. Otherwise, man, we're going to call things there. Lots of love. Take care, man. And as always, peace.